Hi, I'm Abad. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Alright, welcome back to my basement, and this is the start of my tank so far. Got the two side plates machined. Not completely finished, I'll probably end up adding stuff, but the suspension is in a acceptable state. I'm going to move forward with printing the other side, as well as printing the other transmission, which I'll show the first transmission in a minute. Here's my tread so far. This is just one full tread. It's about 7 feet long. So, gonna show you how big this tank's gonna be. Track pads are on the other side, made of TPU. That may come back to bite me in the ass. We'll see. But they're alternating different materials. The black is a lot stiffer than the blue, so we'll find out which ones are better or worse. Gonna try to weigh the tread. My scale will turn on. Here we go. Ah, shit. About 10 pounds, maybe? I don't know. I ended up weighing the tank here. Hold on. Okay, so the whole tank weighs about 32.2 pounds so far. Plus oh boy. Okay, plus another 30 or 43.2 minus the, well, math. I'll figure it out. Currently, the two halves of the tank are held together by these PVC posts with PETG 3D printed threaded inserts. They're just super glued together, and turns out PVC and super glue don't work too well together, unless maybe you go crazy with it. But here's a nice close-up of the suspension. Give you a better view of it flexing. And this is me pushing down with about all my weight. Mainly the centerpiece is putting up with a lot of the weight because it flexes in two different ways. It'll flex spreading out the two arms or rotating the whole mechanism. But that's still in the testing phases, so we'll see how well that goes. Alright, so here's the transmission so far. 170 kilovolt outrider motor on the back side. I will end up redesigning this case because I need more mounting solutions. These two bolt holes are the ones I'm going to use, as well as I'm going to have two more here. But I ended up using this space for case mounting bolts, and I'm going to move them probably out to here, which shouldn't make it too much bulkier on the tank, but we'll see. I will show probably the transmission internals on a different video when I print the other side or reprint this one. It's just there's lithium grease in here, and I don't want to take it apart, and it's a mess. I just don't want to deal with that right now. And then here's the batteries I'm going to be using. HRB Power Lipo Batteries. They're 6S each, 5,000 milliamp, and they are enough to power this. Running them in series, Yeah, I think series. Anyway, so it increases the voltage, not the milliamp, and it's running at, or it can run at 13S, but it's only at 12S. It's just easier to get to 12 cells versus a 13, such an odd number. But anyway, so that's the motor, tank, transmission, speed controller, batteries, and the sides of the tank. I guess I'll get to printing the rest of them, and I'll kind of show that process.
Hello, welcome to my PC, and here is Kira, my slicer of choice. It's an outdated version, but it'll work. First thing I'm going to print is the suspension mount. As the name indicates, it is what all the suspension mounts to, and this in turn mounts to the side plates. It's pretty basic part. It just has a couple of countersunk holes for bolts to bolt it to the plate, and then on the underside there is a hex cutout to have bolts protrude out and mount the suspension components, and then they're secured with a nut, as well as you can see it, these races are raised up. Well, that's what they are, and that will help the bearing and the suspension arm not ride directly on the side plate or the suspension mount. It should work. I mean, it works pretty good so far, but in the long term I might have to get a washer in there, but so far it works. And I need, I believe, 5 of these. Yes. So I'm going to try to put all my eggs in one basket and print all of them at once, which my printer is big enough, but I'm not going to necessarily print them all in this direction. I'll rotate them around a bit, make them all staggered, and you know, it's just something I've been in the habit of doing with my prints. Make it so I'm not using just one axis for most of the parts. I can actually have them be used kind of equally, but whether or not that's beneficial, I don't know. Either way, here is all the parts lined up pretty tight together. Whenever you make them close together, it'll save a little bit of filament, at least for me, because I'm using a brim. As I click prepare, it will actually get it ready. So it's a 19 and a half hour print, probably more than that, but clicking to layer view, you can see actually the layer lines. Yeah, it should be set pretty well, or pretty good, because it's the settings I've been using for a while. And if anyone knows why my Cura doesn't like my 0.35 layer height, let me know. I'm using a 0.8 millimeter nozzle, and 0.35 is well below what you should be able to do with it, but that should suffice. Anyway, next part of the video, I'll be at my printer.
Okay, so here's my 3D printer. It's got a steel print bed with a E3D Volcano and my own custom designed water-cooled cooling block. It's filthy. The 2 water cooling tubes, the Bondtech extruder, and well, the rest of it. Nothing too special about it. It's just able to get to about 350 degrees Celsius, which I've only printed at like 260 maybe. So once I start doing vanilla nylon, that'll come in handy. But anyway, Here's electronics container, my Raspberry Pi, and the water cooling system. I gotta send the file to the printer, so first I gotta turn on the Raspberry Pi, and then, well, back to the PC, I guess, for a quick second.
Alright, so as you saw my printer, I just turned it on. I just saved the file, and then now I need to open Octoprint here, and I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Mark red, and once it connects, you should be able to see my, yep, there's the printer. First we'll go here, upload, and it is suspension mount 5X. Mount 5X, there we go. Alright, so now it's on my printer. I'm going to start preheating the printer from here. And then meet you back up by the printer. Sounds good, right?
Alright, so one thing I gotta do is spray my bed down with some Aquanet. Do that in a quick sec. Okay, as you can see, I hosed it down pretty good. That Aquanet is a hairspray that increases the adhesion to the bed. There we go. So it prints easier, and I need to still swap the filament. Give me a sec. Alright, so the print bed is now dry. It's a little sticky, which is what we're looking for. Over here on my phone, I got Octoprint, and now I'm going to scroll down to the file I just uploaded. There it is, and click print. So now once it gets up to temp, which it's almost there, maybe you can see that a little better, maybe not. Well, anyway, 255 and 65 for the bed, and now it is starting. Let's hope it doesn't need me to prime the nozzle. Usually it does. But we will see. First it starts with the brim. It seems like it's not primed. There we go. Now it should start printing pretty nicely. Okay. Hopefully this turns out. I guess we'll let that go for a few hours, as in like 21. And yeah. Okay, if you're still watching, this is what I'm having planned for the turret, and it's going to be a dart cannon, Nerf dart. Well, this is a mega Nerf dart, and anyway, it's going to be an 8-shot cylinder, and that cylinder is going to be indexed by either a motor or a linear actuator, and then a bolt is going to be mounted to a pipe. Well, it's going to slide along a guide pipe, which is actually going to be connected to a solenoid, which then, when I trigger it, will release the air through the pipe, through the breech, which is going to be moving. Well, they'll move, push the dart into the PVC barrel, and then also there'll be an O-ring to seal the back as well, and that is going to move on this motor, and I'll have end stops on either side, and then when I tell it to, the solenoid will fire, releasing a blast of air, firing, and
hopefully this quick drawing gives you a better idea.
And I do have an Arduino, which learning to program it and that's going to be the brains of this whole cannon. But that's still a ways away. I'm going to print the whole suspension before I start printing parts for the cannon. I want to get it rolling, I guess, first before I get it shooting. But I'm quite excited for this part of the project as well. So until next time.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next time.